Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about brushes while drinking my tea. I had a comment on YouTube. Someone commented on one of my videos on YouTube asking me to do a video on my favorite brushes and why I use them and how I use them and etc. Today I wanted to go in depth with you guys about my brushes and show you which brushes that I do love and everything about them. So let's go ahead and get right into it. First, we're going to go ahead and start off with the face and then the eyes. So the first face brush I'm going to talk about, well, the first tool that I'm going to talk about for my foundation, because I don't use a foundation brush. I only use beauty sponges. Now, I like to use the Morphe Beauty sponge. I'm not sure what the name of this one is, but it does have two flat edges that I like to use to get under my eyes, to make sharp lines with my concealer. I also apply some powders under my eyes. Depending on what powder I use and how I feel that day, I'll apply it with this blender. And this one right now is my favorite blender. I have tried this Real Techniques one. Also the orange Real Techniques one that kind of looks similar to this is also a good one as well. But this one wasn't much my favorite just because the shape, but it did work. And also Sonia Kashuk has a good one as well. Now that I got the face tools out the way, I'm gonna go ahead in with powder. Now my favorite powder brush I like to use is actually a foundation brush, but you know, you can use brushes for whatever you want, to be honest. You know, they are, you know, made for concealer, but if you use this for your lips, who cares? If it works for you, it works for you. But this works for me, and it is the Morphe Y7 brush. And what I like about this brush is that it is a domed shaped, dense, kabuki type brush. And I love that because it packs on the powder. Instead of it being lightly spreaded across, this brush adds a lot of powder onto the bristles, and I'm able to pack this powder on really nicely. Also, when I go to wipe away my product and I do a buffing motion, it gives it a beautiful airbrush finish. I really love this brush for powder. My next brush that I'm going to talk about is this Morphe M501 brush, which is a bronzer brush. I've also used angle brushes, but when I found this brush, I was really excited because it is a very fluffy brush, so I'll be able to get in a big area at one time, but it's not so dense, so it doesn't pick up too much product. And the way that the bristles are pinched at the ferrule gives it that extra light stroke, so it's easier to blend. The next brush that I like to talk about is this Morphe M405 brush. I have two of these brushes just because I used to use one as a blush brush and this one as a contour, but this is what I use for my contour if I do a contour, because I don't do a contour unless I'm going out or doing something dramatic. But other than that, I'm just really using my bronzer brush. That's why it's beat up. But this is such a great contour brush just for its size. It's the perfect size and the perfect density to get a nice blend and a sharp edge in your contour. The next brush is this Morphe E48 brush, and this is from their Elite collection. I love this brush for setting my under eyes. It is the perfect shape to get under my eyes. I also had another brush that is kind of like it, which is this Milani highlighting brush. It's shaped just like it, maybe a little thinner in a way, but this one also does a good job. I just really like how big this one is and how it applies and buffs away. It's a really nice brush. The next brush I'm going to talk about is my blush brush, and the brush I like to use for my blush is this Morphe M510 brush. It is technically a highlighting brush, but I really love how this applies blush. It applies it on very lightly. It helps me prevent adding too much blush on because this brush is not meant to pick up a lot of product at one time. As of if I did this brush and I would dip in too hard, I could easily put too much on this brush just because of how dense it is and how many bristles. The next brush I like to talk about is my highlighting brush. It is this Morphe M501 brush, which is almost identical to this brush but black hair, and it also has more of a point to it. As you can see, this one's more rounded and this one has more of a tapered edge to it. And I like this one because it gets perfectly right on top of my cheeks, and I usually apply the product right on this little tapered part, apply it right on my cheekbones, and it's perfect right on my cheekbones, as you can see it right here. That's a perfect swipe on that cheekbone. You see that highlighting brush doing its thing right now? Yes, girl. The next set of brushes that I'm going to talk to you guys about are these concealer brushes. These are some of my most favorite brushes that I own, I want to say. Yeah, are my concealer brushes, because actually all of these are my favorite brushes. I can't even say that because I love them literally all. If one is gone, I'm lost. The first one is this MAC 242S. Originally, when I first went to go buy this brush, I wanted it to be a packing brush to pack on eyeshadows because I was looking for a good eyeshadow brush. And I've been always eyeing the MAC 242 brush. All I saw was great reviews on how great this brush packed on eyeshadow. But when I went to go pick it up, MAC did its switch and now it's a synthetic brush. So when I was using it, it was too flimsy and it didn't grab enough product for me. So I ended up using it as a concealer brush, and these edges on this brush are so freaking thin that I get crisp lines, and I love this brush for it. Its size is pretty perfect for the size of my lid. It's a lot more easier for me to work with a smaller, thinner concealer brush. The next concealer brush I like to talk about is this one here. It is a no-name brush. I had this brush since I started doing makeup in general. This is one of my first brushes. It was from eBay. It came off of a collection of 4. It was this one, also another one that looked like this but more of just a flat brush. Then there was another one that was tapered like as of a pencil brush, and I don't remember what the 4th one was, but this one I loved and it stayed with me for a really long time. I like to use this one to blend out concealer under the brows here. Blending out anything up here, I will use this brush. Blending out any concealers on my lids, I use this brush as well. Also, when I have to clean up my lip line, I will use this brush to blend out the concealer on the lip line because it's so perfectly small for that. If I'm doing any contouring with creams, I will also use this brush to put the creams down there as well. This brush has served me so much use in the past doing makeup in all small areas, and it's the perfect size, perfect density. It's a great brush. And my last concealer brush that I want to talk about is this Morphe E8 brush. And this brush, anytime I use this brush, I'm doing cream contouring. I like this brush because it's the perfect size to add cream contour and it blends it out flawlessly. Now, my last set of brushes that I'm going to talk to you guys about are my favorite set of brushes, and they are my eye brushes. And the first set of brushes that we are going to talk about are small detail brushes. And these are my little small detail brushes that I cannot live without. I love small detailing brushes just because they are a little bit more precise than larger brushes. They get in small areas. They just take your cleanliness on your eyeshadows to the next level. The first detail eye brush that I'm going to talk about is this Morphe B16 brush, and it looks like this. It is a really small smudger brush, and I like to use this brush to add highlight in small areas of my eye. So as in my inner corners or on top of my brow like this. It's very precise and it gets right in there, and I don't ever really make any mistake. Great brush for those type of details. The next detail brush that I'm going to talk about is this Morphe F36 brush, and it is a pencil brush. And what I like about this pencil brush specifically is that it is a fluffy pencil brush, so it's able to blend out color very easily. I really love this pencil brush. I wouldn't be able to live life without this pencil brush. The next brush I am going to talk about is the Morphe E43 brush, and it is a definer brush. I like to use this brush here to add color right underneath my lash line or right in my lash line. It is perfect for that type of detailing because it's so dense and the bristles are so short. It's able to pack on a lot of color and smudge it out as well. The next detail brush that we're going to talk about is this paint brush that I have. It is what I use for eyeliner. If I'm doing any gel eyeliner or if I'm making a eyeliner by using my Inglot Duraline and a eyeshadow, I will use this detail paint brush to do so. The last detail brush that we're going to talk about is a blending brush, but it is a really small tapered blending brush, and this one is the Morphe M506 brush. I love this brush when I'm doing a lot of colors in my crease. This brush will help you control how high and how much product you want to place in the tightest area. And then we're going to talk about these last 4 that are here. The first one is my packing brush. Now, I went through the works for a packing brush, okay guys? And I went all the way up to spending $30 on a brush, and this one I believe was nothing but like $5 on Morphe. Shader brushes for me me are really hard to find. I feel like if you make a shader brush too flimsy, it's not going to pick up enough color, and if you make the flat brush too dense, it's still not going to pick up enough color. The first one that I originally got was the Morphe M124, which is like this. And it is a really small packing brush. I thought this would be great for detail work, even just applying it all over the lid as well. It's not that small, but I feel as if this doesn't pick up a lot of color, so this didn't really work out for me that well, and I went for the Morphe M167, and this brush right here is perfect. It picks up the perfect amount of color, whether it is a matte shade or a shimmer shade, and it does apply on the eyeshadow evenly. Also, what I like about it is that it is pretty thin, so if I do want to get close to my edges when I cut my crease, I don't make a mistake as often. If I do make a mistake, it's because I'm patting over it, not because the brush is too fluffy and it's getting everywhere. It is a great packing brush for adding color. The first blending brush I'm going to talk about is this one right here, which is pretty much an all over big tapered fluffy blending brush. It's not too tapered, but it is definitely tapered. It is a very large blending brush. I got this one as well on eBay when I was first purchasing brushes for myself, and this has stuck with me all the way through, y'all. Why? Is because it picks up the perfect amount of product for my transition color. I like to take this brush and just go over each blend as I'm blending out other colors as well, and it pretty much just smoothens everything out and buffs it all out, and I really have loved this brush for years for this specific reason. The next brush that I am going to talk about is this brush right here, which is the MAC 217. I love to use this brush if I want to build the intensity of my eyeshadow in my creases. One, because it's a great blending brush, and two, it is a great packing brush, and that blending and packing combination that it has together, it's able to blend and keep the eyeshadow nice and pigmented in your crease. And my last brush that I would like to talk to you guys about is another blending brush. It is the Morphe M514 brush. This brush gives a more precise, flawless blend. It doesn't blend as much eyeshadow as the MAC 217 brush, but this one blends just as nice as the MAC 217, but more of a tighter area. This one is a little bit bigger, so it will apply it in more of a broader area. This one, when you apply in your crease, it pinches down into your crease like this, and it will give you a really tight blend in your crease. This is a great brush for also tight blending. And that is all of my brushes, guys. Most of all of my brushes consist of Morphe brushes because they are so affordable. I do venture out and try other brands of brushes. It just doesn't blend out as nice as those brushes do. I kind of stay in my price range, and this is what I found that works great for me. All these brushes are maybe $15 and under for any of these brushes, especially for the smaller detail brushes. Those range from like $2.99 to $5.99 and don't really max over that unless they're from a specific collection. I hope this was helpful for you on choosing brushes to use for whatever you need. If you would like to know each specific one, each one of the names, I'll go ahead and put everything down in the description box for you, so you know what brushes, exactly what brushes that I have been using. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did like this video or found this video helpful at all, please give it a thumbs up or comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you guys have any favorite brushes that helped you, let me know. I love a really good brush, and if you have a really good brush that you'd like to share with me, let me know. I would love to know. If you would like to see more videos from me, guys, just click the subscribe button. I upload videos every Monday. Follow me on all my social media. I have Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. It's all at Centina Marie. And until next time, guys, bye.